May is Melanoma Awareness Month, so it's the perfect time to talk about melanoma, one of the deadliest forms of skin cancer. Joining us to talk about the disease, the importance of regular skin checks, and new technology that can help with detection is board-certified dermatologist Dr. Julie Karen. Good morning, Dr. Karen.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, we know that melanoma is one of the most deadly forms of skin cancer, but tell us about some of the latest stats and figures related to the current rates of melanoma.
It is expected that this year in 2023, nearly 8,000 Americans will die from the disease. That translates into approximately one person each hour succumbing to the disease. What's good news is that if we catch melanoma early, which we are able to do sometimes, then the 5-year survival rate is greater than 99%. However, when this disease is not detected at its earliest stage and when it's had the chance to spread, that 5-year rate drops to 27% survival.
Okay, so what should we be looking for? Any warning signs that you suggest?
There are warning signs, and that's what's so unique about melanoma is that it's there on the skin to be detected. So we encourage individuals to check themselves and check their loved ones. What are they looking for? Well, specifically anything that's new, changing, or unusual. A specific feature of melanomas, or some specific features, are the ABCDEs. A lesion may be asymmetrical. It may have borders that are irregular rather than round and smooth. It may have color heterogeneity, multiple shades of brown or black within a single lesion. D stands for diameter or dark. It might be bigger or darker than all your other spots. And then the really important one is E for evolution. Whether a spot is new or old, if it's changing in size, shape, or color, you really want to get it checked out promptly by a dermatologist.
I was going to ask about that because those are all things we can check at home on our skin, but why should we schedule regular skin exams?
So it is true that you can be your own first-line defense, and you may in fact find your melanoma. We know that patients are pretty good when they look at detecting things that are suspicious. But melanoma can occur in any nook or cranny. It's very commonly on the trunk, particularly in men who have the greatest mortality from this disease. Melanoma is most common on the upper back, which they can't possibly inspect themselves for subtle changes. And even though I was able to outline characteristics, they can be subtle. They're not always as obvious as we wish them to be, at least in the earliest stages of the disease.
Okay, so how is new technology like the DermTech helping in the fight against detecting these things, these cancerous things that could be on our skin?
So DermTech melanoma test is an example of precision genomics that has greatly enhanced our ability to detect early melanoma. It's something that would be administered by myself or a physician in the office. If I identify a lesion or several lesions of concern, I will apply 4 pieces of the DermTech Smart Sticker onto the lesion in question. The lesion is then circled so that the area is indicated clearly on the tape, which is then gently removed in a non-invasive, painless way. The 4 pieces of tape are then sent to a laboratory where they splice out genetic material, and they look for the presence or absence of 3 genes that are highly associated with melanoma. Remarkably, if none of these 3 genes are present within the lesion, there's a greater than 99% reliability that this lesion is not a melanoma. But conversely, if 1 or more of the genes is detected, then the lesion should get biopsied, as it could very well be a melanoma.
Wow, that is amazing. So where can we find more information about the DermTech stickers and some of the other things that you've mentioned today?
So dermtech.com is a website replete with information about this advancement in melanoma diagnosis and also with statistics about melanoma in general. Also, the Skin Cancer Foundation, skincancer.org, has lots of facts that are useful about prevention and detection of this disease.
Yeah, some simple, life-saving information. Dr. Karen, thanks so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you for having me.
I like the idea.
Great
of
information.
Stickers. You know, that's a good way to find out if you're worried about something.
Yeah.
And maybe if you've made an appointment, but you're still several weeks away from getting that appointment, maybe that's a quick way to get some answers there. But yeah, always be checking in. Of course, we're heading into that season where we're going to be out in the sun a little more when it finally does warm up.
I know. On a day like today, I don't think we're worried about getting too much sun.
Right.
But, you know, as we turn to those summer months, yes, be wearing that sunscreen. And, you know, something that I never realized, too, is a lot of times, you know, people will say look for makeup that has SPF in it.
True.
You know, if you're wearing your makeup out in the summer months.
Yeah, because we've got to protect our face all the time.
Very good conversation. Good things to